Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another edition of What's Hot with Sea Tranquility. I'm your host, Pete Pardo, publisher and CEO of SOT. Today, we're going to take a look at a very cool album, the fifth full-length studio release from a very cool band from the Boston area, Massachusetts. I believe they're from New Bedford. Elder. The album is called Omens. Out on Armageddon Records, as well as Stickman Records in parts of Europe. If you've never listened to these guys before, they are a four-piece now, I believe. Actually, a five-piece, right? 1, 2, 3, four-piece. Originally, like a power trio, more of like a kind of doom metal band with lots of stoner rock influences. They've kind of like over the course of their last couple of releases, they have really turned into a dynamite powerhouse act that, kind of has moved away from the out-and-out doom of some of their early releases into much more of like a heavy-hitting prog band. All right, so like I said, they've got 5 releases. The last one was Reflections of a Floating World in 2017. That was the one that started to see some shifts towards some more straight prog sounds. Okay, before that, they had the excellent Lore, Dead Roots Stirring, and self-titled Elder from 2008. Those albums were much more doom-laden, a lot more long instrumental jams and things like that. Pretty heavy albums. They have moved on to much more vocal-oriented music, although still with a lot of those great lengthy instrumental passages. The present lineup of the band is Nick DeSalvo on vocals, guitar, Jack Donovan on bass, Mike Reisberg on guitar and keyboards, and Jorg Edert on drums. So back to the album here. Like I said, this is from Armageddon. This is available here in the U.S. Cool little digipack. There's the guys in the band right there. I want to kind of show you some of the booklet here because it does show them playing around with a lot of their cool vintage instruments. You can see some cool guitars, and you'll see a Rickenbacker bass here somewhere. I'm looking at it upside down from the. There we go. These guys take their vintage sounds very seriously, and one of the things I really like about Elders, they don't really sound like anybody else, especially not their last couple of albums. Yeah, they have kind of embraced their, kind of prog rock leanings. They've got, if you go onto their Facebook page, they talk about bands they really like, and they list like Yes, Gentle Giant, Uriah Heep, and Steely Dan, which, that's kind of like all over the spectrum. You got Gentle Giant and Yes handles the prog side. You got Uriah Heep doing the heavy hitting, almost kind of proggy, psych influenced heavy rock, and then Steely Dan, right? It's kind of like out of left blue compared to the other, out of the blue, all right, out of left field. But I think all of those influences kind of mix to create the sound that is Elder. So 5 tracks here. You got the title track, Omens, which is absolutely amazing. You got kind of Mellotron sounds and Hammond organ, these weaving guitars, and the very catchy kind of almost floating vocals. You got In Procession, another standout track, Halcyon, Embers, and One Light Retreating. Okay, and all songs are roughly, again, they're all fairly lengthy for the most part. Let me see if I can get you some track lengths here if I can, possibly. I'm probably not going to be able to do that. No, I don't have that for you right off the bat. Well, wait, hold a second. I just might, Rabbit. Hold on. I just might. Let's take a look here. But really good production on the album. One of the things that I commented on when I posted my review on the website at www.seatranquility.org is that, the last couple of... No, I don't have the track lengths, sorry. But one of the things that, the last album specifically in this album, again, moving towards definitely more progressive waters. For those who really like their kind of doomy early years, this might be a little bit of a stretch for you because there's a lot more vocals very melodic, and the music is a little more uplifting and lots of instrumental interplay and things like that. But that's what makes it so good. It's like they inject like the kind of those classic prog rock keyboard sounds with heavy riffs, electrifying solos. You got, wah-wah and fuzz used, all sorts of cool effects on the guitars used. The vocals are outstanding. Just a really, really good, rewarding listen. And it's one of those albums, and I say this often, the mark of a really good album is the one that continues to get better and better in your eyes and ears with each successive listen. It continues to reward you with those hidden nuances that just keep coming out in their music. And the more I listen to Omens, the more I love it. And the more it's like kind of steadily jetting towards the top of my list so far in 2020 of favorite albums of the year. We've had, it's been kind of a slow year for album releases. Obviously, we've got the COVID-19 pandemic going on. A lot of bands are holding back on, and labels as well, holding on releasing some key albums. People maybe haven't had the extra money to go out and buy what has been released and what have you. So it's been a really tough year for music so far, though there have been some real standouts that have come out, and I think this is definitely one of them so far. I think I like this even more than when I originally reviewed it on the website, and like I said, it's really kind of popping up there towards the top of my list. Again, it's heavy, but it's really progressive and really adventurous, and it's really melodic. But if you love really, really tasty guitar work, okay, you'll dig this. If you love really heavy riffs, you'll dig this. If you love 70s style prog rock keyboard layers, you'll dig this. And I think the vocals are, melodic and catchy enough that if you like really memorable songs, even though these songs are fairly lengthy, you'll dig it here. So definitely check out Elder, Omens. Like I said, these guys don't have a bad album. I think all of their 5 full lengths are really, really great. They just, they've kind of matured their sound a little bit over the last couple. But I think in a really good way. So check out the full review on www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. So go and investigate this. Stay tuned for more programming, and we'll see you guys later on. Take care. Bye-bye.